so Representative Romero, what is your reaction and what happens if any of these scenarios potentially play out?
Well, number one, no one can expel me from office except for my voters of District 90 in Fort Worth, Texas. That's number one. And just as we've said, from coming from this massive press conference, look, it would be a small price to pay if we were to get arrested or if we have to pay these fines when we are defending democracy, when we are defending persons all over America to believe in that their vote matters. That's really what this is about. It is a sinister act to redistrict in a way where people of color, black and brown communities, which are the majority of Texas, over 60% of Texas is either black or brown, and to think that they would dilute our voices to the point where we wouldn't be properly represented, and to think that that is going to flood across our nation is something that we cannot let happen. So that price is a very small price to pay for democracy, in my opinion.
Yeah, you certainly are passionate about this. What are the next steps, Representative? I mean, how long can this last?
We are absolutely going to continue to stay until this until this session ends. And if Governor Abbott still wants to continue to be the boy of Donald Trump and listen to every action that he asks him to start another special session, then we will be taking that action as well. We hope that we will make a difference. We think that we're making a difference now, and it was witnessed by this massive press conference that we just had here outside of Chicago. So we thank the whole nation. We certainly thank Governor Pritzker and all that were present today to stand up against Governor Abbott. They know that he is not representing the people. He's hiding behind the floods, and it was witnessed yesterday when they made that call to arrest us. What they said was not for us to return for flood victims, rather for us to return for HB4, this redistricting scheme. So we know what this is all about. This is an act of playing along and returning a favor to the president, or should I say the felon in the White House.
Well, Representative, I mean, is this redrawing ultimately inevitable? Because once this special session ends, do you think Governor Abbott immediately calls another special session? And if that one expires, he'll just continue to call these sessions?
I think Governor Abbott is really getting embarrassed right now by all the media attention and him understanding and the nation understanding just how weak he is, that he's not an independent governor as we have had for so long in the state of Texas. We are about to celebrate the signing of the Voting Rights Act from 1965, and it was a Texan, Lyndon Baines Johnson, that passed that bill, and he knew he would make a difference around the entire nation, and yet he could not stand tall as Texans do at this time. So he's embarrassed. He knows he's embarrassed. He knows he's weak, and all of America is finding out this is a person who thought he could run for office. I don't think that he'll ever have those aspirations again.
All right, so Representative, almost every time this issue in Texas is brought up, we then hear about California. And there's this new report suggesting California is weighing a potential new map that would slash 5 Republican-leaning seats in direct response to what is happening in your state of Texas. I'd like to hear what California Governor Gavin Newsom had to say about that yesterday.
We're working with the legislature on a trigger that if they do move forward, California will not sit by idly and watch this democracy waste away. We'll fight fire with fire, we'll assert ourselves, and we'll punch above our weight, and it will have profound impacts on the national outcome, not just here in the state of California.
All right, Representative, do you think we will see this happen in California? You think we'll see more of this happening in other blue states?
Well, I sure appreciate the gravity that Governor Newsom understands the situation that we're in as a nation. He is no fool to understanding what we have to defend, and he is defending the Constitution for his voters as we are for our voters in Texas. But I can say this, he said when we went to California that if Texas doesn't do this, he won't do it in California. So the ball is in the court of Governor Abbott to stand tall, as I said. I hope that he can do it. But if it doesn't, we're in a whole different level. The game has changed. We're not going to let one side cheat while we sit back and play by the rules. We're not going to put one arm behind our back in this boxing match. So thank you for all that are covering this. And I really appreciate Governor Newsom for not only welcoming us into the governor's mansion in California, but really for understanding the gravity where we are in America at this time right now, when so many other real leaders have understood the moment. Some have stood and some have sat by, some have become the puppet. And Governor Newsom has shown that he is no puppet to anyone, and Governor Abbott has done the absolute opposite.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.